Welcome back everybody to another video. In this video we're here with this Explorer ST. It's going to be like 2020 plus. We're going to do a bigger transmission pan, and I'm going to show you step by step how to drain it, how to fill it, how to bleed it, all that stuff. So hit like, share, comment, try to help me out with this crappy algorithm, and let's get into this. Step one, pop your hood. It helps get the light in, and if you've been driving, it helps get the heat out. Jack it up. Here's the pan for the 10R80. It fits a 10R62, which is why we're using it. And this is from B&M, which is Howie 70400. When you open the box, this is what you see. You get a 5 horsepower sticker, bag of bolts and stuff, instructions, and the pan. It's cast aluminum, and then they have the B&M logo, and I believe they make this in black finish as well. Here's the plug. You're gonna grab the plug and this washer with the rubber o-ring deal built in, and you're gonna put this on top and then screw this into the oil pan. The plug is a 19 millimeter. The pan has an area to put a tranny temp sensor in, and it also comes with a plug. To put it in, you'll need a 316 hex, and then you're just going to put this in and tighten it down. It already has the red sealant on it. Here's a transmission cross member. Right in front of that, this black thing is the transmission oil pan. So it has a heat shield from the exhaust on both sides, and then the cooler's on this side, but we're not going to mess with the cooler. We might undo these lines to try to get more transmission fluid out. It's just a clamp, but you'll see that later in the video. So there's 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and 13 millimeter just randomly around. So grab a piece of cardboard, mark front, back, and poke the bolts through the cardboard to show which hole they go in. Here's the pan. It's down. I dumped the pan into here, obviously, the drain bucket, and then I'm gonna put the pan here to catch, because this is going to drip for a while. But it's going to drip more when I pull the filter off. So while I leave this to drip, I'm going to pull the filter off right now. And that's with some 10 millimeter bolts that go into the throttle body here that hold it up. And so you take those out, and then you just wiggle, 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 and pull down at the same time. Here's the card for the bolts. So here's the rear of the car, here's the front. And then we just did it like this. That way, we put the bolts exactly where they came out. Here's the filter part number, Motorcraft FT-215 or L1 MZ7A098A. This is what it looks like. This guy goes bloop into the little hole. Screw, screw, sucks it up right there. There's a rubber grommet that might stay in your transmission or might come off on your other filter. Ours came off on the old filter, so I went to put this on and then noticed that it was massively too small. Then I went and looked at the other one, and this came off and it slid on here. So now we can install this. So grab your bolts back, these guys. You're going to wiggle this in and then bolt it back down and just hand snug it. You don't have to go stupid with the torque. You guys can go buy a new gasket, or since the factory one, it's only been 50,000 miles or 48,000 miles, I'm reusing it, and I'm putting Permatex right stuff. It's in parentheses, right stuff. Put that on, and we go over here. We clean off the flange with brake cleaner. Make sure there's no oil residue on the flange. We don't really care about anywhere else. And then we're going to slide this on. I'm going to put one bolt in each corner first, just maybe 3 or 4 threads, and then get all the rest of them put in. Then we're going to hand snug it. Then we're going to let it dry for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then we're going to put in the fluid. Ta-da! I like the factory hardware better. than the stuff they came with because there's more surface area between the nut head, because they're all flanged, and then this is a big ass one. So there's more surface area pushing on it, less likely to crack an ear or not seal correctly. So you push all these things back in, get everything tightened down, and then we have to come back over here, get the heat shield. Get this heat shield from the exhaust, put this guy back over. Hopefully it fits. It does fit. Gonna have to push it. Get the heat shield back on and put those little nuts back on to hold it up. Right above this linkage is the plug, or whatever you want to call this, cap. And it takes a 19 millimeter, but it's like pretty loose. Anyways, this one worked for me. I put it this way above the exhaust, and then I broke it loose, and then just fiddle fucked with it forever. And now there's a dipstick up there. See the plastic right there? That plastic is the dipstick. So you're gonna have to run this car after you start filling it, and you're gonna have to pull the dipstick out with your two little bitty fingers, like some shit like this, up and over and out. See this? Isn't that stupid? So, anyways, that's so stupid. But we're gonna take these squishy bags. We're gonna have that go into a piece of hose like that. Jam this on there like that after we cut a hole. Cut this. Squishy the bag into the hole that you pulled this out of. And when it's cold, you're gonna want it like all the way up at 1. And then when we're gonna turn it on, it's gonna suck up fluid. Then we need to check it again and rinse and repeat. And then we have to check it when it's hot. So there's a certain number when it's hot it needs to be at, and cold it needs to be at. We have it running. It's in park. We're trying to get it up to temperature. Right now it's not even close. We're gonna let it run for 8 to 10 minutes to get up to temperature, and then I'll check the dipstick and see where we're at. The initial fill without the car running was at 6, which is the first bubble on the dipstick. And when it gets hot, it expands apparently, or whatever, something happens, and the level rises. So we're gonna let it get the temperature, see where it's at, and then add fluid based on that to try to get to the number 4. It's supposed to be between 3 and 4.5, and we'll put it at the 4 while it's hot, and that should keep us right in the range we need to be in. So the manual says put it between 3 and 4.5. We haven't actually test drove it, so there's probably still bubbles or whatever left, but we're at 3.5. I drug the dipstick a little bit, so I'm gonna check it again, but it's saying 3.5, so I'm gonna leave it at 3.5 as a hot number, and then next time he comes back for an oil change, we can check it and just make sure it's good. And obviously if it shifts funny or something, then we know to check it, but I think it's going to be plenty fine. You got to be between 3 and 4.5, which is between this dot and that diamond. So that's all you got to do. So now I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put the plug back in. He's going to go drive it, see if it feels like shit or see if it's magic. Amsoil is magic. Magic. There you have it. That's all you got to do. And these dumb Ford engineers don't like form the body to where you have enough room to grab it with your fingers and come all the way out where the dipstick will just come out, because they're like, no, we won't add an extra inch of relief, a single inch, like it matters. But hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, like, share, subscribe. Patreon, $1 a month. That's $12 for the whole year. Till next time, wrench on.